everyone. It's Jerome Braggs here, and I wanted to share with you another one of the stories that I've really talked about from how I healed myself after my first near-death experience. So, if you're new to me, January 1st of 2004, I checked into the hospital with what I thought was a flu, but ended up getting diagnosed instead with several life-threatening illnesses and kidney failure and AIDS, and then told that I had 7 days to live. I was able to actually miraculously heal myself during that time. And this is one of the things that actually was key to my healing that I haven't actually talked about publicly before. So, one of the keys to our healing is to uplift our energy, to raise our vibration, if you will. Well, we've gotten a lot of misunderstanding about what that actually is and what that actually takes. And one of the keys to uplifting our energy, raising our vibration, is to feel loved, to feel valued, to feel seen, to feel appreciated, to feel, supported and held. And so one of the things that happened, so when I was diagnosed, I was living in Washington, D.C., and my parents were living in Oklahoma. So they caught a flight because the doctors told them I was dying, so they needed to come and say goodbye. And as they came up and they were in my hospital room, they stayed in my hospital room. And every night they would do this thing. My father and my mother would do this practice. And I want to give this to you because this made me feel so loved. And it made me look forward to the nighttime when we would do this practice. And it really healed some wounds I had with my family, with my parents, and made me feel really held. And that practice was this. Every night, the three of us would get around. They would gather around my hospital bed. And each of them would tell me two things that they really appreciated and really loved about me and why they loved and appreciated that thing about me. And then I would tell them what I loved about them and what I appreciated about them. And every time I would hear, and it had to be something different every night. So it had to be two different things every night so you couldn't repeat. And one of the things that, why this is energetically, why this is key to healing is one, the feeling of appreciation is a very high frequency. It aligns you probably the most with the energy of what your soul is. And your energy of your soul is the energy that brings the body health and wellness. So when I was feeling appreciated and feeling loved, right, I was very uplifted, but also appreciating my parents in that way. Like, instead of looking at what they had done wrong to me or where they weren't meeting my needs or whatever, I just looked for what I appreciated about them, what I celebrated about them, what I really loved about them, what I may miss about them if I was to die. And so I just shared this every night, and they shared this with me. And so there was appreciation, which is a form of love, love energy flowing out of me towards my parents, and love energy flowing back to me from my parents. And of all the things that I did during that time, during my first near-death experience, nothing seemed to raise my vibration more than that, right? I did a lot of things, and a lot of things definitely uplifted my energy, but this was probably one of the highlights of my healing journey was me sitting with my parents and us putting all of our differences aside, us putting all of our troubles and fears aside, and just sharing love to each other back and forth. And I just, every night, we did not miss a night. And we did this until I fully healed myself, which took me about 3 months. So this was something that just every night my vibration elevated even more than the night before. This is something I highly recommend if you're dealing with the illness, or if you know someone who is dealing with the illness, that you do for yourself if you're dealing with an illness, or you do with the person that you know who's dealing with the illness if you really care about them, that you set aside some time every day. Nighttime works best. But if you can do it every night and just tell them, or you can text it, you can email it, you can leave a voicemail message, but just tell them, 2 to 3 things that you really, matter of fact, it was 3 things. I'll just remember, I don't know why I said 2, but it was 3. Three things that you really appreciate about them, that you love about them, that you celebrate about them, that you're grateful for about them, and why that is. Try that. Try it with your loved ones. Have your loved ones do this for you. You tell them, and you have them tell you back. Try it for a week and see if your energy isn't dramatically and drastically uplifted. And if you just don't feel better, if you don't move through your life feeling more loved, more excited about receiving love, and if your body doesn't start to, feel better for you. As always, I love you. Now go love yourself by trying this out.